Hey, everybody. I hope all is well. Welcome, welcome. We are on day 21 of the United States versus Sean P. Diddy Combs and Jane Doe is still on cross examination with Combs's Terry Garagos's defense attorney. And I'm going to do my best to hold all of my comments to the end. I'm going to try. Because that's some of the feedback that I got from some people. They were like, you know what? I usually like to have just all the information up front without the commentary. But in order to actually comply with YT guidelines, I still have to butt in and give commentary here and there. So I will insert myself here and there, but I'll limit it. Okay, deal? Replay gang, be sure to hit that like button. Like, comment, and share the video. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
Messages from December 2021 between your.
Hold on, let me run that back a little bit.
Cross-examination testimony in the Sean Diddy Combs trial. Source: courtroom reporter.
Let me run it back just a little bit.
All parties are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Listen at your own discretion.
I want to admit this exhibit under seal. Can you read that, Jane? Messages from December 2021 between yourself and Cabral after hotel night?
Yes.
You had a pretty intense night?
Yes.
He says to you, "You were talking so dirty to me. I love it."
Yes, I'm being friendly here.
After your long hotel night, you saw him with Gina?
Yes.
Then Cabral wrote to you that he would be in LA and he'd stay to see you if you wanted?
Yes.
What do you say?
It's my birthday weekend.
Hold on, we have a commercial. So the defense is pulling out text messages that Jane had, text exchanges that she had with Cabral, aka Sly, the gentleman from ATL, so that they can actually, present other evidence on behalf of their client. Okay?
And you don't show me no love.
Then you asked him to send you a personal video?
Yes.
That night you saw the Italian entertainer who we'll call the entertainer?
Yes.
And Sean had taken up with Young Miami?
Yes.
And you said if you don't get your ass out of the island, no party, right?
Right.
Sean wrote you a note that you said meant the world to you. You told KK you wanted to make it cute and romantic?
Yes.
The Valentine's Day hotel night, having two men there. Was that your idea?
It was. After these nights, it was crushing to see these things.
Like Gina posting the love bracelet on Instagram, right?
Yes.
Here you are planning to reach out to Sean and perhaps reach out to the Italian?
I was still doing that then.
He says, "Can you FaceTime?"
Yes, that's what he said.
10 days later, you had another hotel night?
Maybe.
Let me refresh your recollection of seeing Mr. Combs and not having a hotel night with him.
It certainly did.
No hotel nights until the end of June?
Maybe.
Here, Mr. Combs says, "I'm jerking my thinking how nasty you were going to be to me," right?
Yes.
He says call Italian or Paul is free, and you liked Paul is free, right?
Yes.
He gave you a choice, and you chose?
Yes.
He responds, "I told Paul 11 p.m. Is that okay? And let's watch first, right?"
Yes.
He says London Hotel. What would you get?
Stripper shoes, shorts, maybe whips.
Why shorts?
I was really turned off by their shorts, so I got other shorts for them. It was not so fun to wait for them to be erect. I started to get things on the side so they could get erect. I got pills at the stores, rhino pills.
The next day he says, "Want to do dinner at 9? Bring the freak bag just in case?"
Right, lingerie and the rest.
But you didn't have a freak night. But let me refresh your recollection. And this exhibit under seal. He says, I'm about to work out with Paul, then I want to see you. You say, hair up.
There was probably a FaceTime between these two.
He says, did you want to hit Italian, right?
Yes, I didn't want to.
Sean says, Paul is all we need. And you say, LOL. What do you say?
I'll go to the store unless you get a head start.
What do you mean?
Go to the hotel ahead of me.
But then you spent several days at his home?
Maybe.
You really did love him, right?
Yes.
Do you remember seeing Sean in September 2022 and not having a hotel night? September 9th?
I'm not sure.
Now, do you see you saw him but no hotel night?
That is incorrect.
September 4th?
We took a jet to Vegas. He performed. Then we had a hotel night with an entertainer.
Do you remember seeing him on September 20th and not having a hotel night?
I'm not sure.
Let me show you this. Does it refresh your recollection?
I guess I did.
Did Sean pay for your birthday dinner?
Yes.
What was the restaurant?
I can't remember the name.
You had a great time?
I had an okay time.
You right, is Nobu the only place? How about something outside of the hotel?
He conveniently put me in a hotel with the Nobu. I suggested Poppy's Steaks.
That's a nice restaurant in Miami?
So I've heard.
Valentine's Day, the year before he was in a different country. You wrote, get your ass back from that island, right?
Yes.
Then at the Nobu Hotel, you accepted it?
I would say I went along with it.
You said accepted?
My stuttering was trying to find the right word for the pressure I felt.
You mean agitation?
Yes.
You said he gave you your birthday gift? A necklace?
Yes.
Did you take this photo?
Yes.
Under seal. It was a Van Cleef necklace?
Yes.
What is Van Cleef?
A jewelry brand that is high end. In that photo, I had already taken drugs. Any time of affection made me smile.
You took a mirror selfie?
Unfortunately, yes.
Sean gave the entertainer a condom that night?
Yes.
Are these your texts with Cabral?
I was high. It was 2:40 in the morning.
UCT time, right?
Yes.
So it was night East Coast time?
Yes.
You invite Cabral for the next day, but the ecstasy would have worn off by then, right?
In these nights, I repeatedly took ecstasy.
You say you will book his travel for the next day, right?
Yes.
What did you write him?
I wrote, I appreciate everything you did for my birthday. I want to give you everything you want on Valentine's Day.
What did you mean?
The necklace and your lovemaking, only with regard to him.
Then you sent him photos of you guys in the hotel room?
Yes.
You didn't tell him you didn't like it until you saw him with Croatia and Turks, right?
Yes, it was very hurtful after enduring what I endured.
You reached out to Cabral?
Under the pressure of my lover.
You asked him, and he gave the man a condom?
At the very last minute. Thank God.
You wrote to him, I loved and appreciated every detail you put into my B-Day.
I wrote that with regard to Sean.
You wrote that to Sean. You stopped talking to him?
I was heartbroken. I flew to Paris Fashion Week.
You enjoyed it?
Yes.
This is a text message chain between you and Sean, March of 2023. On the 2nd, he wrote, sorry I called you. I deserve this love, right?
Yes.
He then writes, when can you come Turks, right?
Yes.
You sent him a heart emoji and wrote, what we have is special, right?
Yes.
The budget for your trip was $100,000,
Yes.
and he spent $55,000?
I don't know.
You felt he didn't like you up and leaving to Paris.
No, he didn't.
You went to the Mandarin Oriental and watched Feet with Sean.
Yes.
Sean asked you about bringing Dawn.
Give.
I have a question, and I'm pausing now. I have a question. Does anybody understand? Hey, something foreign. Does anybody here understand, or anyone on the replay, what the point of these messages are on behalf of the defense? Because I mean, I feel like what they're trying to do is show contrast to kind of say that she was more of a willing participant. But I don't know. And I'm not biased. I'm not trying to be one-sided, but like nothing that I've heard so far has struck me like, okay, when the government had Jane on direct, they pulled out many messages of her telling him she loved him. They pulled out messages about her being jealous about other women, about her not feeling comfortable in the type of relationship that they were having, not being made to feel special because of what she was doing for him. for the sake of her wanting to please her partner. So this line of questioning, as well as the messages, I don't get it. Does anybody, what y'all saying in the comments? What are you guys' thoughts? Because I'm struggling here. They are trying to prove she was arranging things willingly, and that they did other things than hotel nights. Yeah, I could see that, but like the specific charges that he's being charged with as it relates to Jane specifically, count 4, if I'm not mistaken, is directly related to Jane for sex trafficking. And even with her arranging, it's still a pattern of behavior that's shown. Her testimony to me mirrors Cassie's testimony. There's one slight difference. Diddy had Cassie arranging the men to come and handing the money and doing all of these things, whereas with this one, he kind of lover boyed her into the performances and what excited him. And then she took over the arranging so that she can actually have some form of control as it relates to who she performed with in front of him with. So it for me, as the 13th juror, I don't. It doesn't it doesn't change the course as to what the government presented. They presented actual evidence, documented evidence, where Jane had said on multiple occasions through text messages, through her notes app, in different ways, she has mentioned she did not want to continue with the hotel nights. Yet they continued due to his consistent pressure, coercion, guys. Where coercion, control under the threat of losing things financially, as far as what he was doing for her. The defense just said that her trip budget was $100,000. Do you really think that he would budget out trips for her for that cost if she wasn't playing by his rules? I'm just saying. I mean, they're doing what they can with the cards that they have been handed, but I don't know. You know what it is? I think I don't like Terry Garagos's approach. It's just not hitting for me. The questions, the evidence that she's presented, nothing has really kind of hit yet for me. Like, oh wow. So let's continue.
In the situation, I said yes.
Let me run it back a little bit so that we could refresh the room. Hey everybody, welcome. Let me see what you're saying. Hey Bush babies, feel free to congregate in the comments. It doesn't erase the test. No, I know, but it doesn't erase the previous testimony on direct. But the thing about it is like, I'm looking for the defense to paint a better contrasted kind of picture, because this is almost, I'm going to look for the government's direct, and I'm going to play that again tonight, because this just seems to me like, This sounds like the same kind of stuff the government questioned her about, but just with different messages. I think the government stole the defense's thunder by bringing out the fact that yes, she loved him. Yes, she wanted him all to herself. Yes, she got jealous. Yes, she was mad about the Turks and Caicos thing. Yes, she wanted to stop doing hotel nights, but she continued to do hotel nights. Yes, she spoke to Sly and the other guys. Yes, you know, there's nothing new. There's nothing that they're adding to the situation that would lead me to believe that she is not a credible witness. You understand what I'm saying? So let's continue.
Last minute. Thank God.
You wrote to him, I loved and appreciated every detail you put into my B-Day.
I wrote that with regard to Sean.
You wrote that to Sean. You stopped talking to him?
I was heartbroken. I flew to Paris Fashion Week.
You enjoyed it?
Yes.
This is a text message chain between you and Sean, March of 2023. On the second, he wrote, sorry I called you. I deserve this, love, right?
Yes.
He then writes, when can you come Turks, right?
Yes.
You sent him a heart emoji and wrote, what we have is special, right?
Yes.
The budget for your trip was $100,000.
Yes.
And he spent $55,000?
I don't know.
You felt he didn't like you up and leaving to Paris.
No, he didn't.
You went to the Mandarin Oriental and watched with Sean.
Yes.
Sean asked you about bringing Don.
Given the situation, I said yes.
You said if you'd known Paul would be there, you wouldn't have gone to Turks.
I would not have.
Did you write to Cabral from there and invite him to come there?
Yes. Under the encouragement of my
brain balance parents.
Oh, we got a commercial. Let's see. Let's see. Something foreign said. Hold on. They need something stronger. Yeah, they need, in my opinion, they need something stronger. They're supposed to be, they're fighting for this man's life, and all they're doing is just pointing out everything that the government already pointed out.
He spent $55,000?
I don't know.
You felt he didn't like you up and leaving to Paris.
No, he didn't.
You went to the Mandarin Oriental and watched with Sean.
Yes.
Sean asked you about bringing Don.
Given the situation, I said yes.
You said if you'd known Paul would be there, you wouldn't have gone to Turks.
I would not have.
Did you write to Cabral from there and invite him to come there?
Yes. Under the encouragement of my partner. Yes, I did.
You were happy Sean gave you diamond?
I thought it was sweet.
You were glad to get diamonds?
I just wanted Sean.
You wrote, I wanted diamonds?
At this moment, the prosecution objected, saying, objection as to form. Then the judge told the defense to rephrase it.
Do you remember telling Paul that you'd let Sean go too far and it was your fault?
Yes.
At this moment, the defense called for a break, then continued.
You wrote, all I have in my mind right now is your passionate lovemaking, right?
Yes.
You saw him 2 weeks later and did not have a hotel night?
Maybe.
Let's play this voice note. I believe there is no objection.
At this moment, the prosecution said, I don't have it on my list, but if Ms. Garagos represents I have no objection, I won't. Then the defense responded with,
give me a minute, I'll move on. Did you ask about hotels or Airbnbs?
Yes.
And Sean asked, how do you know there aren't cameras in the Airbnb, right?
Yes. I wrote, they could be covered by security. We'll just say it's our anniversary, and we want to cover them to feel comfortable.
What did you write to Sean?
You make my child so happy, I love you.
Take as much time as you need.
I do remember.
Are you ready?
Yes.
In this, where are you?
Hotel night.
3,136 sealed. And this 3152, is it a message after the hotel night saying, I love living in the moment with you. It was our little party, rosé, whatever we were saying. Is that a moon emoji?
At this moment, the prosecution asked for a sidebar.
Jane, jumping ahead, DX3171, is this a message chain between you and Mr. Combs, August 9th, 2023?
Yes.
Mr. Combs writes, movie night off the charts. You say you agree, right?
Yes.
Then the All-Star Night canceled by the hurricane, right?
Yes.
Then you heard Mr. Combs on a podcast in Croatia where he said he had sex on the yacht trip. You said he lied to you?
It hurt my feelings.
You proposed Zero Bond or Casa Cipriani. Are these two private clubs in NY?
Yes.
But you ended up going to a lounge, right?
Yes.
And after you rejected the new entertainer for lack of chemistry, you called Cabral?
Yes.
And you said that you were high that night and felt freer. You let Cabral do things you usually didn't?
Yes,
And you wrote to Mr. Combs, I love you so much?
I did.
You spoke about the sobriety party. You resented him for it, right?
Yes.
You had wanted to break up with him after you saw him with Gina?
There were so many times I wanted to break up with him.
You were in an Equinox parking lot and you tried to break up with him, right?
Yes.
Let me play you an audio recording.
At this moment, the audio recording said this. Sean Combs' voice, we were both tripping. Jane voice, we need to pick each other up.
No entertainers that night?
Right.
But it was after that the video in Cassie's lawsuit was made public?
Yes.
Before that, would Mr. Combs write Cassie love letters while with you?
I'm not sure. Oh, I remember.
At this moment, the court was adjourned. And that was it for the Diddy trial today. As trial didn't start till 1 p.m. Eastern time today. But what do you think about the
So, testimony was very, very short and limited today because they started at 1 p.m. today. So there wasn't much of a cross-examination. Jane Doe wasn't up there all day long, but I'm certain that she's probably more than likely going to be on the stand. She's going to be on the stand probably tomorrow again. Most definitely. I believe she'll be on the stand tomorrow again. So now I'm looking for her direct by the government. I'm looking for her direct testimony done by the government. Let's see here. I think this is it. Let me close that out. Hold on. Let me just turn this up.
over reading of Jane Doe's testimony in the Sean reporter at Inner City Press on X.com. All
Hold
parties
on. Let's see.
Please be advised that viewer discretion is strongly recommended. None of the content presented here has been exaggerated. Jane Doe's testimony.
Good morning, Jane.
Good morning, Miss Comey.
Publish this photo
Okay.
to the jury. Who is this?
Let's listen to the government's direct examination of Jane Doe. Okay, let's take a listen to that and pay close attention to the similarities as far as where the defense is going and what the government brought out. Because I want to listen to both of them before I actually give out my point.
Guidelines. What
Yesterday's point went to Jane because she held it down.
source? Court
She held her composure throughout the questioning.
presumed innocent until proven guilty. Listen at your own discretion.
Good morning, Jane.
Good morning, Miss Comey.
Publish this photo to the jury. Who is this?
Sean's security.
And this?
Sean's deputy butler.
Who did you call ATL?
The entertainer Sly, because he lived in Atlanta.
Your message to Sean, what was it about?
My trip to New York in 2023, he wrote, "Send me some shit of you being bad." Then Sean says, "I got the phones. Just send me what I don't have. Don't say no to me, please."
What did you write?
I wrote, "You are traveling with our phone?"
You mean not Sean's two main phones?
Yes, his assistants had access to those. I wrote, "You're using this to get your card for someone else."
And he said you. What did you say?
I wrote, "I'm not coming to New York. You just want me there for a hotel binge."
Why did you say that?
I saw a podcast
What about?
about Sean bragging about having sex for 48 hours straight on a yacht trip to an island near Miami.
When did the podcast air?
A month after Sean said he'd take me on that yacht trip.
What did Sean said he'd do with you on this yacht trip?
At this moment, the defense objected, but was overruled.
That after a 2-day hotel night, we'd go and do more on the yacht, but we never left, had to recuperate. I saw on social media he took a girlfriend there.
What did you write in your notes app?
I wrote, "I don't want to come to New York to be treated like a hoe."
Why did you write this in your notes app?
I wasn't sure I was going to send it.
But did you send a version of it?
Yes.
What did Sean reply?
He said, "It was just podcast talk." I said, "You took her to the Bahamas on a yacht." Not me like you promised after the hotel night.
Can you read your text?
I quoted him on the podcast. You made Papa proud.
You wrote, I don't want to feel obligated.
Okay, so right there, the government brought out the fact that she was upset about the yacht trip and how she was really not happy with the treatment that she was getting, and kind of hinted on the jealousy part of it. You know what I'm saying? That he was with another woman.
That you'll stop paying my rent. What did you mean?
The guilt trippy things that he would say that I had to perform.
For how long had you felt that?
Since I got the home in April 2023.
Play this exhibit.
At this moment, there was a Diddy voice message played, and it said the following: "This is a true open relationship. Why do you have to make it a problem? Now I'm sick."
How did you reply to this voice message?
Call me back. Then we had a FaceTime. He said all the things to calm me down.
What did you send Sean from the plane to New York?
A photo of my outfit.
Where were you planning to wear it?
To dinner.
What did Sean send you?
He said, we're going to dinner.
Did you?
A late night lounge thing.
I'll read this for you. You wrote, I miss hard.
And I wrote, yes, I have my passport with me.
Then what did you write?
I wrote, you turn me on so crazy, can't wait.
After the flight took off?
I got a message from Sean.
What did Sean ask you?
He asked where Sly was. Then he asked, entertainment or movie night, let me know. I'll get a hotel.
How did you react?
I felt upset and a little defeated.
What did you send next?
Baby, just got Wi-Fi again.
What did Sean write?
He said, check red phone. The other message he'd sent me. He said, I have a surprise for you. Just one.
What did you take it to mean?
That there'd be somebody new.
Who?
An entertainer. I hated it.
What did Sean send you?
A picture of the man. I rolled my eyes. I wrote back, it's not loading. We are landing now.
What did you send Sean?
I suggested we go to Casa Cipriani, but I was driven to the Trump Hotel. I put on my outfit.
What happened that night?
He was late. We went to that lounge. We bickered a bit. He was defensive. But we went to the room and Sly came.
What did you text to Sly?
I asked if he could come to NY. I felt I needed to make it up to Sean.
Did he come to the Trump Hotel and did you and he have in front of Sean?
Yes.
After that New York trip, where did you next see Sean?
In Miami, at a hotel.
Did you two take these pictures?
Yes. We had Sly in Miami as well. Then I went back to LA. We had an argument there.
Tell us why.
He wanted to set up a party. He wanted me to reach out to entertainers. I noticed something online, that he was with an ex-girlfriend of his. I was furious.
Did you ever speak with any of these other women?
No, I found out on Instagram.
These text messages, October 15th, 2023. Please read what you wrote.
I texted, you got that girl next to you? Her is already starting.
Meaning?
Drama. I told Sean, introduce her to P.
Who?
Paul, one of the entertainers. Then I wrote, I am not a porn star. These experiences are desensitizing.
Okay. Again, they introduced her jealousy. She saw the girl next to him, and she snapped at him and said, call P. Who's P? Paul. She's basically letting him know, like, I don't want to do this anymore. You could get her to do it, seeing as how she's there with you, and I'm not. The government didn't shy away from what the defense is trying to present. And I hear a lot of other content creators like, oh my gosh, she's not credible. She's not credible. She said she loved him. The defense is showing that she arranged it. Blah, 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 blah. The government already actually laid that out. Like I said, I feel like the government stole the defense's thunder. They laid out an open and honest case as it relates to Jane Doe.
For me.
And here, on October 16th, 2023, the same fight. Please read these.
I wrote, I don't want to be in these rooms. I felt there was more pressure on me than the others. There was an imbalance. I had to earn basic things for my romance, love and romance. He was giving it to others. He was clearly capable of it. I wrote, it's been 3 years of me having to fuck strangers. He wrote, so we're breaking up?
Is that what you were proposing?
No. I wrote, I need a break spiritually.
What did you write next?
I wrote, sex is sacred to me. I wrote, you always push me to do more and more. I said, I need time to myself. I said,
At this moment, the defense asked for a sidebar. Then they continued.
What did Sean write to you?
he wrote, I want to spend the day with you. I wrote back, You make it crystal clear exactly what you want me for. You're going to spend the day love bombing me?
What did you mean?
Sean is very love bombing. I said, I'm not just an animal people can on. He said, you're crazy.
How often did he call you crazy?
Often. I said, you want to have me suck some so you can jet off with Gina? I said, I'm drained. He said, I'll leave you alone.
In the next message, does he use your true name?
Yes,
And does he say, that's my house too?
he does. He wrote, I'm coming over. You gotta let me in or not. Is your baby there? Are you gonna let me out our house? Again and again. Sean wrote to me, I'm so stressed. I'm horny, SMH.
What does SMH mean?
Shaking my head. He said his knees weren't good. I said I was hitting up my mom. She said taking bone supplements is key.
Then you saw Sean?
Yes, we had the sobriety party at the hotel. First, I went to a concert. I stood with his security. With his security, Jonathan, I went to the store for supplies for the hotel night. Sean was in the hotel waiting. He called me, what the f is taking so long?
Okay, so the government here also points out that she went to get supplies for the hotel night, and Diddy was at the hotel waiting for her. But the government points out here through her testimony and through messages, through this particular interaction, she's the one going to pick up supplies. I don't understand. Like something foreign said, they need something new. They're not bringing out any evidence, in my opinion, that makes her look like she's not being honest, like she's not a credible witness, or like she's told any halves or untruths on the stand.
Got there. His assistant said, you don't deserve to be called a...
At L'Hermitage, what happened?
I didn't want to take
Who was the first entertainer?
Rico, then Paul, then Anton. Then I threw up. Sean said, good. You threw up? Now you'll feel better. Then I had sex with Anton. I felt terrible.
Whose text is this?
Mine. I wrote, baby, I love you. Do you think you could put something in my hotel?
Did Sean respond?
No, I needed furniture for the house. I wrote, you weren't too busy to make sure Chelsea was ready in DC.
Play the voice note.
At this moment, there was a Diddy voice message played, and it said the following. I don't know where the Chelsea is. I ain't with no bitches. Leave me the fuck alone. I'm single.
What frustrations did you feel?
Not being heard about how I felt about the hotel nights.
Did you use names for the other women?
Yes, it was misdirected anger. I asked, what does the house have to do with what I'm saying? I wrote, I'm not Gina or Cassie.
Were you telling Sean you were going to speak out about your relationship?
At this moment, the defense objected, and it was sustained.
Please read. Did you reference your child?
Yes, I said, you got me up. I said, just complete what you promised about the 2 years, about the home. I said, don't contact me.
What did he say in response?
He said, I'm super clear now. I said, you had me on constant pins and needles. Now I'm sick. Leave me alone.
Does the next message reference a prior relationship you had?
Yes. Then he says, I was told you were crazy. He said, you took it too far, baby girl. You'll see. He was threatening me about the rent, that we don't need to do anything we don't want. I wrote, you're mad at me about a grown-ass man.
Was this referring to your prior relationship?
Yes, I wrote, you wasted my time in this toxic relationship.
And did you then refer to your previous relationship?
Yes, you invited me to New York to pair me up with some random man, any for your own sick sexual.
What were you talking about?
The 2 men I had chosen for myself, Sly and Anton. Sean kept trying to say I chose them. I had wanted it. I wrote, you want to gaslight me.
What did you mean?
He wanted me to believe I had wanted these things.
What else did Sean text you?
He said, you and me don't have no beef. I said, you created all this evil inside me. I wrote to him, I regret everything, all this toxic which overran my life. He said, you are burning a bridge that you are going to need tomorrow.
What did you write?
I wrote, I don't trust you. He said, 10 hours ago, you loved me. Not this. He wrote, it's a free country. I'm an adult and you are an adult. You are writing a whole book about what you hate about me. We both made promises that we didn't keep. If you don't want to talk to me, there's nothing I can do.
Did you get the phone?
Yes.
What did you write here?
I said, you knew I would finish strong. Pep talks to keep me performing. I know I was consenting. Like you said, you didn't know I didn't want it. This is my truth. I love you very much. I need to take a pause.
Why did you say, I know I was consenting?
I pick up the word from him. He said, if anyone saw these videos, they'd say I wanted it.
Was that true, Jane?
I'm still trying to figure that out.
What did you see in the videos?
I was high. I was just following a pattern, performing.
Exhibit. Please read it.
It's from my notes. I wrote, I am having PTSD from these nights.
Why in your notes app?
Get my feelings out.
Did you see Sean that day?
Yes, at his home. I was comforted by him. I was able to talk about the pain I was feeling. He was hugging me.
What are these?
Photos I took of us in his master bathroom. I felt he understood me in this moment. He had a Halloween video shoot. That was nice. But his birthday was approaching and I felt nervous. He'd want to party hard, but he spent his birthday with his family. I got him a mobile television. We had these things called movie nights, our videos. I felt this TV could substitute for the entertainer. Then Cassie's lawsuit came out. It was everywhere on social media. I think I fainted.
Why?
Because there were 3 pages that were harrowing what I was experiencing.
Did you screenshot those pages?
Yes,
Do you recognize this?
it's Cassie's lawsuit, filed November 16th, 2023.
For those of you who are just coming in, John BK, definitely watch that video of Jax because it's funny. But for those of you who are just coming in, we are listening now to the government's direct examination with Jane Doe because I'm trying to figure out what the defense's strategy really is in their cross-examination. Because the government laid out all the cards. They presented the jealousy that she had. They presented the love that she had. They also shared details about her actively going to get supplies for the hotel nights. So I don't know. I'm not clear on where the government, the defense rather, is going with their cross-examination.
You met Cassie?
In 2015, a fashion show in celebration for Sean. That's the only time I met Cassie. I was reading the...
And one other point I want to make real quick, the defense continuously brings up the expensive gifts, the expensive trips, the expensive bags, the diamonds, the this, the that, all of the money that he spent on her. That, I mean, PIMPs spend money on their 304s too. It's just the amount of money that he had, a regular PIMP doesn't have on the street. So it's like, I don't know where they're going with their cross-examination, but they need to do better. They need to, like something foreign said, come up with something new. Hopefully tomorrow they'll turn it up a notch and we'll learn something new about Jane and Diddy's relationship.
these pages and it felt like a nightmare. I had a lot of sympathy for this because...
At this moment, the defense objected, and the judge told the prosecution to ask a new question.
How did you react?
Like, I can't believe I am reading my own story.
Read your messages the day after Cassie's lawsuit.
4 in one night, and now I'm going to the doctor.
Then 3 days later?
I wrote, I feel like I'm reading my own sexual trauma. God finally woke me up about this cycle. You gaslit me.
We're going to play some audio with your true name redacted. Show the full transcript to the jury.
At this moment, there was a Diddy voice message played, and it said the following: I love you. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stop all this madness.
I don't know.
Did you know you were being recorded?
No,
Did you know you were being listened in on?
no.
At this moment, there was a Jane voice message played, and it said the following: who's there when I close me eyes and I have these things in my head? At this moment, there was a Diddy voice message played, and it said the following: I'm trying to be there for you. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just fucked up right now.
Then Sean said, are you recording me?
Jane, were you recording him?
Absolutely not.
At this moment, there was a Diddy voice message played, and it said the following: what you did is not right. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk on this phone. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I need you to support. You got me that video thing.
What did that mean?
The mobile TV I got him. I was commenting about the girlfriend of another rapper. I said she is so beautiful.
Was this rapper an old friend of yours?
Yes, I was flown to Las Vegas. There was a birthday party, and we went to a strip club. I recognized Anton.
Other than that time, had you ever seen Anton other than on hotel nights?
No.
This friend, was it platonic?
Yes. In the hotel room, Anton was having with a woman. The rapper and his girlfriend were there. There was flirting.
How were your finances in January 2024?
Better. I decided to do an OnlyFans.
What kind of content did you create?
Lingerie, swimwear, implied.
What's that?
Your hand covers your body. I wanted to stand on my 2 feet. I was also getting child support and some money from Bear. I advertised his brand on my social media. He offered me money. Actually, he just sent it to me.
How much?
$9,000. He said, if you want to post for my brand, do. No big deal. Sean messaged me. He'd had a dream about me, that I was on the Concorde.
Why did you answer him?
I missed him dearly. He said, so what you want to do on your birthday? I said, I'm traumatized by my past birthdays and what they led to.
What did Sean write?
He said, if you change your mind, I miss you. Stay happy. Love.
What did you write?
That I'm just being mature. I don't think I'm ready to see you.
Did you see him for your birthday in February 2024?
Yes.
How was it in Miami?
Sean had candles. My heart was beating super fast. And I think his was beating fast too. We were oddly in the...
This part is the fraud. This part is the fraud. Pay close attention. Pay attention, because people are missing all of what the government is putting down.
Same color. I thought that was nice.
Hey,
What happened
Crystal.
at dinner?
Balloons. A 5-course dinner. We used ecstasy. Then Sean asked, do you want to see Don?
What was your reaction?
I was high. I said, okay. Me and Don had the 1 star. Then we rested a couple days. Then we flew to LA. We were back together.
In 2024, where did you visit Sean?
Miami in May, July, and August. And at my residence in LA a couple of times.
Did you and Sean go out in Miami and LA in 2024?
No, things had really hit the fan. A lot was going wrong in his life. The press was after him about Cassie's lawsuit.
With which entertainers did you have sex with in 2024?
Anton, Don, Larry. We stayed in the residences. There was a lot of focus on Sean elsewhere. I showed him how lucrative OnlyFans was. Sean was putting on music and he went to my phone. He asked me, who's Bear? Why are you texting like this with him? The money thing came up. That Bear had sent me money. He started getting dressed. I started crying. I felt misunderstood.
What did Sean text you?
He wrote, what's going to happen if I come over tonight? I said, do you want me to be alone? I can arrange that. I wrote back that he was supposed to see his mother, in air quotes. I meant another woman. He wanted a party.
What did Sean ask?
He said he wanted me to sign something for him so he could have closure. I thought he meant so I wouldn't be a threat.
Had you ever sent him a demand letter?
No, Sean said, you are making your own money.
What did you reply?
I said, I am working on paying off my debt after being on call, unfocused.
How did you go into debt when you were dating a millionaire who gave you thousands?
At this moment, the defense objected, and it was sustained.
What did you write?
I said,
It's funny how the defense objected to that part of the questioning, but on their cross-examination, they bring up that her trip budget was $100,000.
I'm tired. You can't even make it to the 2 years without bringing it up to me.
What did Sean say here?
Bear, my colleague, I said, I hate living in fear. The roof over my head was just going to come off. I asked, did you tell Robin, that's his accountant, to cut it off? He said, you make your own money?
Did he continue to pay your...
Bye.
So that's the fraud as well as the coercion that the government is laying down. She went to spend time with him, but was coerced into yet another hotel night with Dawn. Right?
Yes, he kept paying.
Did you learn his houses were searched?
Yes, NHS, I came to my house.
Who hired you a lawyer?
Sean,
Is Sean still paying for your lawyer now?
yes,
Did you talk to Sly after the 2024 searches?
yes. He called and said he had a tape and he intended to release it bit by bit on the dark web. I asked Sly how he got the video. He said that Sean picked up his phone and recorded with it. I asked Sly Cabral how much he wanted. He said $10,000. I told Sean Cabral just tried to extort me. Sean was crying.
What did he say?
Get legal on it.
Did you speak with Cabral?
Yes, I told him this was sextortion and I would not talk with him. Then a media company called me and said they bought the tape. And did I have a comment? I fainted. We had to control the situation.
Did the media company ever publish the video?
No,
Do you know why?
no. Then the hotel video of Sean and Cassie came out. I was with Sean in Miami.
How did you first learn of that video?
There was a knock on the door. Sean was called out. I went down and everyone was talking. It was at 2-Star.
What happened?
Sean was huddled with his team and his family. I was just giving everyone space. Later we had a huddle. His sons were involved.
Huddle for what?
To come up with an apology. He showed me a draft of what he would say on social media.
Did you read it?
He addressed Cassie by name in the draft I saw. I felt it was more heartfelt. I thought it was good enough.
Did you talk later one-on-one with Sean about the video?
Yes, he said that Cassie hit him too. Then I was told that KK was coming and I had to go into another room. I did, and I went back to LA.
Do you recognize this?
Sean's IG apology.
How did you feel about it?
Disappointed. I felt there was no heart.
At this moment, the defense asked for a sidebar. Then they continued.
What did you understand he was referring to?
The hotel elevator lobby video.
The next time you saw him, June 18th, 2024, where did you see him?
Home in LA. Date night in the house. Jonathan came to help set up.
What did Jonathan do?
Put some candles around the home, decorate with red lights, make the environment cozy.
What was the plan? To have an entertainer?
No, I wore a long brown dress. I opened our patio, which has a really nice view.
Did you two get into an argument?
Yes, we had champagne and some tequila. I started confronting him about who he was with on his family trip to Utah.
What did you say to Sean?
I said, "You are a pedophile." He was 25 or more.
Again, the jealousy. She confronted him about who he was with during a trip with his family in Utah. So there's that jealousy piece again. Okay. The prosecution is laying out everything, and I honestly feel like they stole the defense's thunder in doing so. And I think that was a smart move, because had these type of messages come out on cross-examination, that would have been, I think, damaging to the government.
3 years older. I said, "If a girl can't buy her own drinks, what makes you interested in her?" I believe she was under 21.
But older than 18.
Yes, I pushed his head into the marble.
Then what?
I started throwing candles and glass. I was angry. He was probably cursing and calling me crazy. I wanted to lock myself in the master bedroom.
Did Sean touch you?
Not yet. I locked the bedroom door, but he kicked it down. Then he kicked down the bathroom door, off the hinges. He kicked his way into my closet. I tried to run, but he kicked me and put me in a chokehold, and I couldn't breathe. I went to the front door and to a wall 6 blocks away.
How long did you hide there?
2 hours. Then I went back. I saw Sean. Sean kicked in the guest bedroom door. I was throwing glasses and candles at Sean. I shouted that I hated him. He started punching my head and saying all kinds of things.
Saying what?
That I was trying to keep him away from his kids. I said no, but he kicked.
Hey, Coco Cutie, we're just reviewing the government's presentation with Jane Doe. And I played at the beginning the half a day cross-examination. And I'm going to actually play the full day of their cross-examination, because I want to do a contrast. Well, no, I probably don't have to play their full day, because we just listened to their full day yesterday. My argument to this thing is, I don't hear anything new, different, or shocking coming from the defense, Coco Cutie. This is my concern. I'm not hearing anything different. I'm not hearing anything that would lead me to believe that Jane is not a credible witness, or that she's told any untruths on the stand. They haven't said, the defense hasn't presented any evidence, in my opinion, that would lead me to disbelieve anything that she's testified to, not on direct examination or cross.
Me on the ground. I was balled up. Then he grabbed me by my hair and arms and dragged me back to the house.
What was he saying?
That I was crazy. I kept saying, just leave me alone. I called the girl I thought Sean was with and asked if she was on the trip with Sean. She said very insulting things. Then Sean held me down, so I had to listen.
What did you do?
I told her to shut up and that he was beating my ass. Sean hung up. Then he told Jonathan to tell me he wasn't with no girl on his family trip.
After the FaceTime. What?
I went into the shower to cool off.
Who was with you?
Sean. I saw a black eye forming, welts.
How were you in the shower?
Naked. Sean was in his pants. He slapped me. I fell to the ground of the shower.
Then what?
I was exhausted. I just sat there. Sean said, just put some ice on it and put an outfit on.
Outfit?
Lingerie and heels. Sean was using my phone to play. He texted Anton on my phone. My phone was screen mirrored to the TV. Sean texted, hey, what are you doing? Sean scrolled up and saw Anton's message about our mutual friends. Sean asked me how the mutual friends were. I said I didn't know.
Why did you lie?
We were on a break. I didn't think I needed to say it. Anton showed up. I moved my hair so that my injuries couldn't be seen and used makeup like Sean said. I greeted Anton and tried to be polite. Asked him how his day was. Sean was giving me his evil stare. Sean said, I need to talk to you. We went into the guest bedroom.
What happened there?
He said he wanted to know about the mutual friend. I told him I went to Vegas with this rapper and his girlfriend. I saw Anton having with another woman.
What did Sean say?
He said, do you have this star having something over me?
Did you take drugs?
Yes, right around this time. Sean told me, take this pill. You're not going to ruin my night. Go out there and suck his. I said, I don't want to.
What did he say?
He said, is this coercion?
What happened to the pill?
I consumed it. I performed oral on Anton. I felt sick. I was like, even in my own body, I felt disgusted. I felt terrible.
How did it end?
When Anton finished, I excused him, tried to put on a good face. Sean called me a whore. After he left, he sent his security with money to me for Anton. $10 or $12,000 in cash for Anton and the 4 damaged doors.
What did you do with part of the money?
I Ubered $3 or $4,000 to Anton.
Have you ever fixed your doors?
No, there were other bills.
When did you next see Sean?
A few days later.
Why?
I missed him. We were trying to have a Sunday fun day, but it was tense.
Did you and Sean talk with Jonathan?
Sean FaceTimed Jonathan, asking him what he saw that night. For a moment, Jonathan saw me in the corner crying. Then I shot a video of Sean and me out in the yard.
Did you inadvertently film your injuries?
Yes, my welts.
And when you learned that Sean went to Wyoming?
I was outraged. He was with another woman.
Did you block him?
Yes.
How long?
2 or 3 weeks. Then I saw that his mother had been hospitalized.
Again, the government brings up the jealousy part. They show that Jane Doe, while she was still, going along in the relationship, she was still jealous because of the things that they were doing together. And then he would whisk away with another woman. So for the prosecution brought up, not the prosecution, the defense brought up the fact that she was jealous of Young Miami. For those of you who do not know, that's Carisha. So they brought that up, but the government laid out the entirety of everything on direct. Something foreign. I think you're onto something when you say the defense needs something new. I really hope that their case that they present on his behalf is very convincing and presents really, really great evidence to dismiss a lot of what has been presented by the prosecution. Also, today in court, the judge asked the prosecution how much longer they would be. And it seems that the prosecution is going to be up for, I think, another 2 or 3 weeks. So there will be more coming from the government in the way of evidence. And for those of you who are not clear, testimony is considered as evidence. Okay, actual individual taking the stand and recounting events, that's considered evidence, along with the exhibits that are produced, like the text messages, the photos. I'm sure they'll have physical exhibits of things that they seized from the raids for the jury to look at and review.
I wanted to put what happened between us to the side. He said, this was just too far for me. I said, you had me in a box.
Do you saw the name of the rapper?
Yes, I flew on a red eye to meet Sean.
And what did you do?
We had a really nice time. Sean said, you could tell me when you're tired.
What did you say?
Let's stop for now and see each other later. His demeanor changed. He said, a man spends all this money on you and you say you're tired. He threw water on me. He gave me an ecstasy pill.
Then what happened?
Sean was celebratory. He said, let's go.
Did Paul come to Miami?
Yes.
Did Paul come to 2 Star?
Yes. I was given a spray bottle, liquid Molly into my mouth. I felt a surge of high-octane sexual energy. Paul comes in. I greet Paul with that energy.
Did you have sex with Paul in front of Sean?
Yes.
When was the last time you saw Sean in person?
August 2024 at 2 Star.
Did you have sex with Don in front of Sean at 2 Star?
Yes.
Did you go to New York to see him?
No.
Why not?
He was arrested.
Did you get a subpoena?
Yes. I had to come in November 2024, then January 2025, and after.
Did you see a therapist?
3 months now.
Do you have an attorney for this case?
Yes.
Who is paying?
Sean, I am still processing.
Nothing further.
And that was it for the direct of Jane and the
So that was the full direct of the government, and you guys be the judge. If you want to hear the full day of her testimony, it's the video it's day 20. So yesterday, you could listen to it. I didn't really talk as much as I did tonight, but I want you guys to compare and see, is the defense bringing in effective and challenging information to paint any type of opposite picture of Jane? Are they uncovering any evidence by way of her testimony or the text messages between the two to suggest anything different was going on here? I want you guys to let me know. Let me know in the comments. Replay gang, go ahead and tap in. I want to hear from you. Coco Cutie, Something Foreign, Crystal Mods, John BK, Bush Babies, thank you guys for being here. Please be sure to hit the like button on your way out. I appreciate you guys for spending this time with me tonight. And I will definitely catch you on the next one.